over the last few days, there's been a ongoing discussion about who's going to win Iowa, who's going to be the first victor of this cycle for both parties, Democrats and Republicans. And I'm really hedging my bet on Sanders winning Iowa, similarly to Obama in 2008. But at the same time, I'm also hedging my bet on Clinton winning New Hampshire similarly to 2008. And I'm only going off of the fact that I can't recall a single time ever where a person won both Iowa and New Hampshire. I just can't. At least on the Democrats. Actually, really, I can't think of it on either side. So what I think is the people in New Hampshire react to Iowa and go, okay, well, they pick somebody, let's pick another person. I know that's kind of unfair to say about that. Not all of them do that, but I think that plays a part. The victor of that state becomes sort of the underdog in the next state, New Hampshire. And that's all going to translate into whatever happens in South Carolina. The other big topic that kind of gets me about this is that you're facing these constant comparisons to Obama, and Sanders has tried to, in a way, signal that he's going to change things I guess haven't come under the Obama administration. And winning this state's going to just add more comparisons to the two of them. So all I know is I believe he will win that state. I also believe Clinton will win New Hampshire like she did before. That's the Democrats. O'Malley will drop out between this month and March, this month or March. He can't. There's no way he can stay in this after we get to actual voting. I'm surprised he's even been able to stay in this long. But everybody loves an underdog, and that's what Sanders was. We don't need two of you, because then one of you most likely isn't going to make any progress, and that's what's going on with him. So, done with the Democrats, moving to Republicans. I think Cruz will win Iowa, and from the way it looks, Trump wins New Hampshire. I really didn't believe it was real, his candidacy, this whole time. I just kept saying that can't be true, that can't be correct, that can't actually be factual in any way, that this man is being taken seriously, that people are taking him seriously, things he does are actually resonating with voters. I really want to see how that goes over in those states. But if if it goes like how it's been going in these polls and he wins there, it means the end of Rubio, I believe, because what apparently has been Cruz's campaign's plan is to bury Rubio, and essentially they're coming in second place to Trump in New Hampshire and winning Iowa, referring to Cruz's campaign. Rubio hasn't won anything, just at that point of those two states. So it's almost as if the momentum of this guy who is kind of, the moderate, as some people would like to say, that could appeal to other voters and could give the Democrats a hard time potentially, even though really the only one who can do that is John Kasich. But he's already out of this. Again, if he and the screwed up part, and what I don't really get about these Republicans who are so against Trump, is if you don't want this man to win, if you don't want this man to be your nominee, if you don't even want him to win in any states, either have Cruz or Rubio drop out. Now I say those two, or I won't even say Carson, because Carson supporters aren't as plentiful as those two. I say that because regardless of how you feel, there are people who like Rubio that hate Cruz, or people who like Cruz that dislike Rubio, whatever. You have your side of the argument. But the point I'm trying to make is that if I remember correctly, in New Hampshire, Cruz had about 14, Trump had like 30, Rubio had like 10, 11, whatever. Combined at 11 and 14, that's about 25, and if you put Carson's with that, that's even more. So Carson will already he probably won't drop out before New Hampshire, but he'll drop out around the time where when that book by his wife comes out. If it hasn't come out already, I don't even know. I've been doing stuff today. I've been busy, kind of tired to an extent. It's amazing to me how you even have someone stay in this race with no chance of winning. So many people: Christie, Carson, Fiorina, regrettably Rand Paul, who, I don't even know what he's going to do at this point. He's going to go back to the Senate and carry out his work over there, but that's off topic. So what I'm getting at is, if one of those two dropped out, Cruz or Rubio, could be either or. Although since Cruz is more support, I'm leaning towards more people wanting Rubio out. But I'm not going to go and say that the man should just give up because of what I say. But I'm just going off of what I believe would be the best way to go about besting Trump. And I think it's to have one of those two exit. Only because their numbers are second highest to his, and combined would either be the exact same or slightly higher. And definitely if Carson drops out, it's really going to be a two-man race by that point. So, you would, and again, my whole thing is, I would believe Rubio would be the one more people gravitated towards, as opposed to Cruz, because he's more to the right, conservatives, whatever. But he has more support just in polling, and that's why I'm thinking it'd be better for him, referring to Rubio, to get out than Cruz, even though he is what many people consider to be the moderate at the end of the day. And I can't see him winning New Hampshire. I can't see him he can do well in New Hampshire, but if Cruz does better than him there and wins in Iowa, what argument can anyone make that Rubio has a good chance of beating or besting Cruz or being the one to take down Trump or anything? Really, I think all of them made a mistake when they started talking smack about him. Because I was talking smack to us, saying, don't we stop talking about him, because it was just a joke candidacy. But as months have passed and time has gone on, you have to take this stuff seriously, because it's getting real, and it's dawning on me that, oh my God, we're a couple of days away from voting. And well, not me in particular, but the people in Iowa and New Hampshire, and this guy is going to be on the ballot. All I'm getting at is I really believe that's how it's going to turn out. I could be wrong. If I am, then that's just going to be the way it is. But I'm making this solely for the purpose of expressing my opinion, my views, and my beliefs. And again, if you disagree with me, that's fine, but it's really about what is good for the majority of people, what's good for the country, and what's good for everyone. Not just Democrats, Republicans, just everyone in general. And I can't see... I really don't want to turn this into some anti-Trump video, but people who would vote for him... It's one thing to go and say, I'll support this person. I've supported a whole bunch of things I haven't actually gone and done or supported or been for. Most of that support I would probably characterize as me joking or kidding or clowning around, but there are people who are actually going to go for this man after he's given out someone's phone number and made remarks about Megyn Kelly that I wouldn't make about the worst woman in the world. It's incredible. But again, that just goes back to the stupidity of his comments, and I guess the ignorance of people who support him that are willing to overlook that. You don't get to go around and say things of that nature about people. We have disagreements all the time, but that's whatever. And I'm not going to go and segue this anymore into that argument or that fault. But that's what I think might eventually... I'm just going to tell you like it is. He gets nomination, a general election, it's over. It's over. We can talk about how far-right Cruz is. I don't care. The man is not rude or so insulting that he's going to go and say half the things that Trump said, or that he has said any of that. He hasn't. And regardless of whether you like him or hate him, he's really the best bet for that side, going by polling and going by the opinion of the voters. And, you know, honestly, by not even just by the voters, but by pundits who have seen, and people who've witnessed what Trump has said, who've seen the stuff he says and takes it seriously. So again, I'm done. I'm not going to go and drag this out anymore. That's how I feel. We can agree to disagree. Have a good night.